Welcome to a new episode from English Plus Podcast. Today's episode is about listening, and I'm very proud and honored to talk about this phenomenal woman, Maya Angelou. Now, of course, one episode is not enough to talk about Maya Angelou, but as it is the case in English Plus Podcast, we have limited time. We cannot just go on forever. But let me tell you, you can literally go on forever talking about this great woman. And now, before I start talking about Maya Angelou, let me tell you that you can find the show notes of this episode in a link I will leave in the description. This link will take you to our website, EnglishPlusPodcast.com, where you're going to find everything you need to practice everything you learn here in English Plus Podcast. And let me tell you that practice is the best way to improve your English every day. Everything is ready for you. You just need to take the link, go there, and you will find everything you need there. And now, without further ado, let me talk about the great Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou, born in 1928, she was an American author, poet, performer, and civil rights activist. Best known for portrayals of strong African American women in her writings, characteristically using a first-person point of view and the rhythms of folk song, she writes of the African American woman's coming of age, of struggles with discrimination, of the African and West Indian cultural heritage, and of the acceptance of the past. In 1993, Angelou read her poem On the Pulse of Morning at the presidential inauguration of Bill Clinton. Angelou was born Marguerite Johnson on April the 4th, 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri. The child of divorce, she spent most of her childhood living with her grandmother in Stamps, Arkansas, the place she calls her hometown. After graduating with honors from Lafayette County Training School in 1940, Angelou was reunited with her mother in San Francisco. At the age of 16, graduated from high school, gave birth to her son Guy, and began a series of jobs including cooking and waiting tables. Angelou's career in the arts began on the West Coast as a calypso performer and cabaret entertainer, and as a dancer in a touring company production of Porgy and Bess. She adopted the stage name Maya Angelou in 1953. Maya was what her brother had called her as a child, and Angelou was based on the last name of Tosh Angelus, whom she had married the year before. Upon moving to New York City in the mid-1950s, she attended meetings of the Harlem Writers Guild, won parts of the off-Broadway musical Calypso Heatwave in 1957 and the Jean Genet drama The Blacks in 1961, and recorded an album of calypso music. In 1960, she wrote and produced a revue entitled Freedom Cabaret as a way of raising money for the civil rights movement. Angelou began her writing career as a playwright and journalist, receiving the attention and encouragement of writer James Baldwin and cartoonist and playwright Jules Feiffer. In 1970, she published the first of her autobiographical books, the popular and wildly acclaimed I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. In it, she describes her rape at the age of 7 and subsequent 5 years of self-imposed speechlessness. The series of autobiographical books continues with Gather Together in My Name in 1974, Singing and Swinging and Getting Merry Like Christmas in 1976, The Heart of a Woman in 1981, All God's Children Need Traveling Shoes in 1986, and A Song Flung Up to Heaven in 2002. These writings stress the themes of courage, perseverance, self-acceptance, and the realization of an individual's full potential. In 1971, Angelou published her first book of poetry, Just Give Me a Cool Drink of Water 'Fore I Die. Subsequent poetry collections include Oh Pray My Wings Are Gonna Fit Me Well, 1975, and Still I Rise, 1978, Shaker Why Don't You Sing, 1983, Now Sheba Sings the Song, 1987, I Shall Not Be Moved, 1990, and Phenomenal Woman in 1994. The complete collected poems of Maya Angelou appeared in 1994. Wouldn't Take Nothing for My Journey Now, a book of inspirational meditations on life, was published in 1993. A collection of essays, Even the Stars Look Lonesome, appeared in 1997. In 2004, Angelou published a cookbook with anecdotes from her past, and it was called Hallelujah, the Welcome Table, a lifetime of memories with recipes. Angelou has acted in several television broadcasts, including the miniseries Roots in 1977 and the weekly drama Touched by an Angel. She has received many awards and honorary degrees, including Grammy Awards in 1994 and 1996 for her recordings of her poetry on the albums On the Pulse of Morning 1993 and Phenomenal Woman 1995. In 1998, Angelou made her directing debut with the release of the motion picture Down in the Delta. The film is about a troubled woman who returns to the home of her ancestors in the Mississippi Delta. In 1993, Angelou recited her poem On the Pulse of Morning at the presidential inauguration of Bill Clinton, becoming the first poet to make an inaugural recitation since Robert Frost at John F. Kennedy's inauguration in 1961. In 2013, at the age of 85, Angelou published the 7th volume of autobiography in her series entitled Mom and Me and Mom, which focuses on her relationship with her mother. Angelou died on the morning of May 28, 2014, at the age of 86. She was found by her nurse, although Angelou had reportedly been in poor health and had canceled recent scheduled appearances. She was working on another book, an autobiography about her experiences with national and world leaders. During her memorial service at Wake Forest University, her son Guy Johnson stated that despite being in constant pain due to her dancing career and respiratory failure, she wrote 4 books during the last 10 years of her life. He said, "She left this mortal plane with no loss of acuity and no loss in comprehension." Tributes to Angelou and condolences were paid by artists, entertainers, and world leaders, including Obama, whose sister was named after Angelou, and Bill Clinton. Harold Ogenbrom from the National Book Foundation said that Angelou's legacy is one that all writers and readers across the world can admire and aspire to. The week after Angelou's death, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings rose to number 1 on Amazon.com's bestseller list. Now that'll be all I wanted to share with you about Maya Angelou. Of course, this is listening comprehension, and here we're English Plus Podcast. I wish I could dedicate a lot more episodes to talk about Maya Angelou, and we may talk about Maya Angelou in other episodes to come. But that's going to be all for now. But of course, if you go to our website, you will find links to some of her most famous poems and books. What can I say? If you know Maya Angelou and you don't know a lot about her, definitely you will find a lot on our website in this link that I will leave. And if you don't know Maya Angelou, by all means, just go there, go to our website, look at the different things she wrote and read what she wrote. This woman can really change your life. And with that being said, this is your host, Danny. I would like to thank you very much for listening to another episode from English Plus Podcast. I will see you next time.